In listening to the voice of the customer over a number of years, the music industry has a problem with supply of ebony because it's on the extinct species list. Being on the extinct species list makes it more and more difficult to be able to get, and a lot more administration. So we listened to the voice of the customer, and ThermalWood Canada has come up with a real wood alternative to ebony, which is called Obsidian Ebony. That whole process has allowed us to create a product that is durable, very dense, glass-like, got the same density, and has also been validated by companies like Fender, Martin Guitars, and a number of different luthiers around the world. We started working with a group of scientists out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. They asked for some pieces because they wanted to do some trials. So they came back, and when they came back with some trials, it was one of those things that we looked at and went, whoa, this kind of answers what one of our customers was talking about. It was a 5-year journey from there.
At the beginning, I wasn't in favor with it, I'll be quite honest, just because, you know, we needed to focus on certain products to do. And this was a whole other ball game, basically, another research project, and a lot of money involved.
Ebony is what we're trying to get. Our choices are, we started off playing around with different colors and seeing what we could do. The results of that and the samples that we got out of that, it was great for us, they looked great and everything else, but we really needed to test this out in the industry. So we worked with a few of the big guys out there. Fender was one of them, Martin was another, and then we went out to a number of different luthiers all around the world. What we wanted to get from them is really, we want you to test it. We want you to come back and validate whether or not we've been able to do it. In that, we got validation. The validation was, yes, we're interested, we want some. The numbers that came out of what some meant were astronomical. And there was no way we could produce those in the lab. So the next step was, we need to build the equipment. Equipment for this did not exist. So it had to be designed.
We were not set up whatsoever to, you know, start supplying hundreds of thousands of pieces of this obsidian wood. You know, we had a little test oven and a small facility that could maybe make 100 a day at best. So when you're talking hundreds of thousands of pieces, we're kind of like out of the game here. So
what we did, being community-minded, our community college here has an innovation group that is formed with a number of different specialties in there, and people have got expertise in different things. And so we went to them. They actually put the design together for us, and then they built it. So everything was done, as far as I'm concerned, in-house, was done in New Brunswick. When we brought it in, though, we had a bit of an issue because it came in March 2020. Some of the ingredients that we had that was created as the process were not available anymore. And so we had to subsidize them for other products. You know, it sounds easy that, you know, March 2020 happened and we couldn't get the right products and everything else, but now we're talking about reconfiguring the design, the original design with expectations already set out there. We ended up putting everybody together in a room and started saying, how do we get this done? When we put it into the vacuum, so either we're going to put it in horizontally, or we're going to put it. It wasn't like a one-shot answer. It was a try this, come back, show me a piece. We were finally able to get to where we are today.
You know, we've overcome all those hurdles. We went through with it, and that product I feel is going to take off very well. Hats off to Bob on that one.
What's the characteristics of the Obsidian Ebony? It comes from lava, right? To start off. So, and then that flows into... And now we've got the product that's ready to go out to the public. And this is a product that can be sold anywhere in the world using local New Brunswick wood, which is the interesting part. We started our business in 2008. That was probably the worst time ever to ever start a company. We went into a recession in North America, and it was a major impact on everybody. At that time, we had choices. We could reduce our costs by having a major impact on the longevity of the wood, the quality of the product that we're putting out to the customer. And we chose not to do any of that. We chose to follow the process as is. Whatever time it took to be able to do it was the time we were going to be able to take, because we felt at that time that if we start playing around with the recipes, we start looking and doing things that we considered a bit underhandedly, we weren't going to be able to build trust between us and our clientele. It's being able to build trust with our clients, trust with the consumer, the end product user, the manufacturers that we work with. We want to make sure that we're there for them. We want to meet their expectations, but at the same time, those expectations could be going on for years and years, and we want to make sure that we're there for them. And if we don't build that trust, we won't be here for the long run, and we are here for the long term.
We do thermal modification, and we're a wood products manufacturer. And our main thing is thermal modification. That's where the word ThermalWood Canada comes in.